there it is, guys. It's all done. We actually went to this outreach thing here, located about 30 minutes from where we live, for the dual citizenship, something that I have been fighting them on for, it's probably been over a month, and not really getting any results. And didn't think it was going to happen today the way that it did. And there's a very interesting thing that happened today that I'm going to share with you guys that kind of blew me out of the water. So I had last spoken to the representative from the Philippine Embassy of New York Wednesday, this past Wednesday, today's Saturday, and she was checking our forms, making sure we had everything for our report of marriage, which we did, but I did not hear anything back from her because I had actually asked her a question about the dual citizenship, and I did not get a response back. Now, at this time, I'm thinking, you know, okay, we're going to go to this outreach program. This program is where the Philippine Embassy of New York comes to your state. They come there purposely to do passports, dual citizenship,
registration, birth, death, and
all that stuff.
Report of marriage.
So we end up going today. We went about 10:30 in the morning, and we actually get out of there after 3 p.m. We were there all day. The place was a madhouse. I mean, there's Filipinos all over the place. It was like a social event. Everybody was talking to everybody, and I'm like, what the heck's going on in here? It was sort of unorganized. They were supposed to actually call it, like, you had to go in different phases. Okay? We got the report of marriage. We finally got that done. Now, since that was done, it was registered, we could move on to dual citizenship. Now, I didn't think that it was going to go through today, but it did. You just saw that she was holding up the Pledge of Allegiance for the dual citizenship. So that's all said and done, guys. It's done and over with. I'm happy about that. But it was crazy because it was so unorganized that when somebody that was waiting to speak to a representative from a civil registry, when somebody got up, another person would run over and just sit in the seat.
Without calling their names.
Without even calling their names. And they were trying to call names, but it was so loud in there and unorganized. Kids running everywhere, being loud. People could not hear. So
yes,
you just run up and sit your butt right in the chair and just say, it doesn't matter, I'm next. Okay? It doesn't matter. I'm going to be the next one in line. So that's what, voila.
I did the same thing.
She did the same thing. I told her, I said, get yourself in a stance like a football player. We're going to book it up there. Next person up out of that chair, we're going to book it. And that's what she did. I mean, she was like lightning. It was like lightning.
Well, everybody's doing it, so might as well do it.
Now we're sitting in the section for moving to the next phase. We did like I said, the report of marriage. And we're sitting there, and the lady is going through
our paperwork.
All the paperwork. And just out of the blue, guys, I had no intentions on doing this, and I asked her if she knew the lady from the embassy that I had been speaking to, and she said, oh yes, I know her. And it just like hit her, like instantly, it hit her. And she looked down at the paper, and she was reading our names, and she looked up and she said, oh, so you are the famous William Wood. Guys, I lost it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. It's like they put me on the spot right there. They were like, I was like, oh no.
Yes.
I'm like the guy that's on the red list. I'm the guy that's on the red list. And she actually started to laugh, and she said, so you are the famous William Wood. The man that had a lot to say. Yeah, this is the same William Wood. It was rather interesting. I mean, it went well, but it was interesting that it went down that way. I didn't know that the people that I had been dealing with in the Philippine Embassy of New York, that they were the ones coming to this outreach to do this whole thing for everybody. That was interesting. The consular that I was in contact with, she was there too.
Yes.
So I was like, oh no. It's like, watch them come in here and they're going to cuff me or something and, take me into a back room or something. But she was like, you are the famous William Wood. Everybody knows William Wood. So she takes her
Yes.
phone out. She said, you see, does this look familiar? She had my name with my number
Yes.
with a picture of it on her cell phone. She actually showed that to us. And I said, yeah, that would be me.
But she was really nice about it.
She was nice about it. It turned out, guys, that we were able to get everything done. As you could see, it's finalized now. She has her dual citizenship. The report of marriage is done. We don't have anything more to do with the Philippine Embassy anymore. We are done.
We're done.
It's all said and done. And what was your experience like today? What was it like when you were, we're sitting there and we're evaluating all this stuff and we're seeing all these different things and it's like, wow.
Yeah, it's so unorganized, and I think they did the best that they can do. But with all the people coming in and out and asking questions, like even if they are not the person that they're talking to, they just walk in straight and ask questions, or somebody was just trying to socialize with them. That's the problem that I was seeing. So nobody's calling names, and then I was watching them. People are just sitting right next to each other and not even calling their names. So I just decided I'm just going to do the same thing. I mean, I'm not going to sit there like whole day and not wait for my name to be called. So it happens that I need to do what I need to do.
What are you here for? I'm just here for the food that's downstairs. No, I didn't. Yeah, it was interesting.
It was interesting.
The thing about it was the parents.
Yeah.
The parents that have kids. Now listen, guys, I love kids, okay? But this is not a place where you go and let your kids run rampant. I mean, they were wild. These kids were wild. They was all over the place climbing the walls. They was climbing the walls, and this one poor guy kept saying, kids, please stop running, and you would think that the parent would take hold of their child and say, enough, no more running, that's it, and it was just getting loud in there. And finally what they did was they grabbed these kids and they put them in a basket and they took them downstairs and they said, if you want to run rampant, you run down in the basement. That's what they did. They took them to the basement. They got a little quieter. But still, it was a social event because all these Filipinos are all talking amongst each other. What are you here for? What are you here for? What are you doing? What are you, And it's like, it was an interesting day.
It was very interesting.
And I was watching the impressions of these representatives that work at the embassy, and you could tell that these people were just. They were getting stressed, I think, and they were just getting really tired because was, like I said, it was like there's an empty chair. Look out, because here comes another one.
Yeah.
They didn't really have a chance, and some of them actually, it got to the point where they got up out of their chair, they went downstairs so that they could get something to eat. They just let the people stand there because, I would probably do the same thing. You got to give yourself a couple of minutes, That was pretty crazy. So anyhow, that is all said and done. It was interesting. Now, I suggest this to anybody. If you're going to go through the same process, maybe if you can get through. I don't know what it's like at other embassies around the country, but if you're able to get through, or even just go on their website, check to see if they have an outreach for in your area, because it saved us tons of money from having to go to New York City. It was actually 30 minutes from where we lived, and all we spent today was $100, $50 for the dual citizenship, $25 for the report of marriage, and a lot of photocopies at $1 a piece. Yeah, guys, $1 a piece for a photocopy, or not a photocopy, but to make copies. $1 a piece. All in all, we spent $100 today. I walked out of there. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any money left. but I was happy that we didn't have to go to New York.
It's much cheaper than going to New York.
So we went downstairs and we actually we were almost towards the end of having it all said and done, and we went downstairs because both of us, our stomachs were eating each other, and we were hungry. So we went downstairs, grabbed something quick to eat, came back up, and we still sat and waited for almost an hour.
Yeah.
What they did, anybody that was doing the dual citizenship, when you go to do the ceremonial part, the oath towards the end, you have to sit there and wait until everybody's done.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me. We got to sit here and wait for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, it was an all-day event. So I suggest you pack a lunch. You pack a lunch, maybe two, maybe even three. Three might even do you before you get out of there. But all in all, I would say a total of, there was over 200 plus people there today. A good 200 plus people.
Yeah, I think so.
It was interesting. But it's all said and done, guys. Maybe you can just explain to them real quick the process for dual citizenship or the report of marriage, okay? What you have to do, because that's important.
Okay. The reason why we filed for the report of marriage is when you are married to an American and you got married here, you need to report your marriage to our country. It's like a
Or
census.
to your country.
Yeah, to the Philippines, basically. And then I can't move on into other, for me, I need to get my dual citizenship because I wanted to have a dual citizenship. So they stopped me because I didn't file for my report of marriage. So report of marriage, and then after that, I can file for my dual citizenship. So any of you that you are married here, you have to file report of marriage, or else you can't move on to going to get a passport because your last name will not be changed unless you file for a report of marriage.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
So that's it. If you guys have questions about the requirements, I am willing to answer it the best as I could per our experience.
It's the same as the dual citizenship. You can't move on to getting a dual citizenship unless you file for that report of marriage. Now, I don't know if it's different if somebody's coming into the country for different reasons. It's not.
Yeah, of course it's different.
There's different, phases.
But if you are married in the Philippines, you don't have to report it because you were married in the Philippines. So that's the difference. But with us, because we're married here, I need to file it.
So towards the end, what they asked you to register yourself to vote in your own country.
Yes.
That's another thing that they asked you to do. And they, I thought you said, I need 2 more copies. And I'm like, we ain't got no more money. We ain't got no more money. So, yeah. But you said that they didn't charge.
No, they didn't charge me for the last 2 copies.
So anyhow, guys, that's it. It's all final. No more emails to the embassy. It's all said and done. I was walked out of there with this representative with a smile on her face. I was happy, and
We got what we needed.
We got what we needed. It's all done.
Yes.
To all of you that are new subscribers, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Don't forget, guys, to hit the bell, to hit the subscribe button, share the video, and like it. Like the daggone video. And we will see. Almost forgot again. Keep it real. Love one another. That's important. And we will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Peace.